Now on Newsday TV, commuters being put to the test this morning. Crews working to get LIRR service back on track after a fire, and a huge sinkhole has taken out 2 westbound lanes on the LIE. Plus, things might get worse with the LIRR on the brink of a strike. Where things stand now and what you need to know if workers walk off the job at midnight. And partly sunny and maybe a bit cool today ahead of some summer-like warmth this weekend. Meteorologist Jeff Vanson is tracking some May beach weather for us. Newsday TV starts right now. Hi, everyone. I'm Macy Eglund. Thanks for joining us. Talks to avoid an LIRR strike are set to resume this morning with still no deal in sight. MTA managers and LIRR union leaders will resume negotiations at 10 o'clock this morning, just hours before a midnight strike deadline. Now, we heard from union leaders late last night.
What I can say is at this point, the parties are very far apart, but we look forward to meeting with them tomorrow. And we'll take it from there.
Now, wages are the biggest sticking point. Newsday transportation reporter Alfonso Castillo takes a look.
At issue is the 4th year of a 4-year contract with 5 unions representing about half of the railroad's 7,000 union workers. The unions want raises of 5% in that 4th year.
So if they can't agree and if workers walk off the job, hundreds of thousands of Long Island riders will be scrambling to find rides to work. You can see the latest on the strike talks and contingency plans to help you get to the city on Newsday.com. Click Get More on the Newsday TV video box there. Speaking of getting to the city, adding to commuters' headaches, crews are still working to get rail service to and from Penn back on track. There is limited service to Penn this morning and no eastbound service out of Penn. Service was suspended since last night's evening rush after a fire inside an East River rail tunnel. So if you decide to drive instead, things still a mess again this morning on the LIE as crews work to repair that massive sinkhole. You can see the work being done in this video from early this morning. As I drove by earlier this morning, looked like they still had a lot to do. A car was partially swallowed yesterday afternoon after that hole opened near exit 49 North near Melville. The driver was not hurt. The center and right lanes are expected to be closed until at least sometime this afternoon. Only a Newsday expecting mothers and clinics are scrambling as the temporary closure of NUMC's maternity wing continues. We're now entering week 3 of the abrupt maternity services shutdown. Providers say it's had a cascading effect on some of the poorest women in the county who are now forced to change their birth plans and hospitals. A new music venue is officially opening its doors on Long Island this weekend.
I build a bridge between your heart and mine.
Michael Del Giudis's Live on the Porch in Smithtown is holding its grand opening celebrations today and tomorrow. We caught up with him at the soft opening a few weeks ago.
It was so hard to find a room where I could actually just do my own stuff and everybody would actually listen and I said, you know what, instead of trying to find one, we got to build one.
There you go. And since 2013, Del Giudis has played guitar and sung background vocals in Billy Joel's band, in addition to leading his own. All right, let's talk about your forecast with meteorologist Jeff Vanson. It is finally Friday, and it sounds like we've got a really nice weekend coming up.
Yeah, we have a beautiful weekend. Subway Series kicking off tonight. I heard you took in a little bit of baseball yesterday.
My baby's first baseball game.
Yeah,
so fun.
That's a huge milestone.
It was awesome.
The weather wound up cooperating with you. So as we take a look at your weather outside today, we are going to talk, of course, the Citi Field Subway Series tonight. Game 1 as the Yankees come into Citi Field, take on the Mets. We'll take a look at the Bridgehampton camera this morning, and it is beautiful out there. We've got a mix of sun and clouds, as Macy was telling you. Kind of a partly sunny day today. Really not a bad day by any stretch. We are going to then warm things up this weekend. Take a look at that Citi Field planner. Yeah, it's a pretty nice forecast here. We'll see some sun at the start of the game. We'll see clear skies or partly cloudy skies as we go through the game. Temperatures dropping from the mid-60s to around 60 by the end of the game. So a light jacket really at best. It's not going to be all that bad out there tonight. Really nice evening for a ball game. Could afford to be maybe a few degrees warmer, but I'm certainly signing up for that. Spot shower out there, maybe. The clouds linger today, but then we really start to warm things up as we head over the weekend. Really more so this morning out towards the east end, and you could see on that Bridgehampton camera, wasn't the clearest sky. This is why we got a little band of showers over the Twin Forks right now. But outside of that, we're looking really nice as this low finally beginning to exit off to the north and east. And the reason for that has kept the cooler air in. Once that low moves away, the warm air, the westerly flow, is going to pump the heat in for the weekend, especially the second half of the weekend. So we'll go through the decades. 70s tomorrow. Tomorrow's my pick of the weekend. It's a beautiful day. We've got mainly sunny skies. 70 is just perfection for me. That's 10 out of 10 weather. Sunday, we're getting that summer preview as we bump up to near 80. It will be cooler along the South Shore, so certainly temper your expectations. You know, if you live in Lindenhurst, Freeport, right on the water, especially our friends in Fire Island that are still getting those chilly water temperatures this time of year, might be closer to the numbers that you see here at times. We'll be in the 60s today. Again, sun giving way to some clouds this afternoon, but a nice blend overall. Tonight, looking at mostly clear skies, especially by tomorrow morning. We'll see maybe a few clouds early, but mostly clear and pretty nice. Temperatures in the 50s, and then a nice jumping off point for tomorrow where we see those 70s, especially north and west, up towards even Riverhead, you're seeing 71. Mastic is seeing 70. Not bad. Yeah, you get down towards Ocean Beach, you're looking at a high of 63 degrees. That's to be expected. 7-day forecast. It's a warm-up for sure. Now, we are looking at some cooler weather coming in for the end of the week. You can see those showers late Wednesday into Thursday, so that brings some cooler air back in. I'm hoping, though, that'll give us, Macy, a few days to warm things back up a little bit as we head towards Memorial Day weekend. So that's the hope for that. The unofficial start of summer.
I'm excited.
It's here.
Speaking of summer,
Yes.
though, oh my gosh, tell us about this super El Nino. What is going on with the super El Nino?
You know, people are making it kind of sound like it's scary. Oh,
Yeah.
super El Nino. A lot of people kind of know what El Nino is. You know, you think back to the 90s and the Chris Farley skit, you know, I am El Nino.
Yeah.
A lot of people really don't know what it is. So I'm going to talk about what it is and what it means for potentially our summer weather here on Long Island. It's almost summertime here on Long Island, so naturally, I've been getting a lot of the same questions lately.
Jeff, is it going to be hot this summer?
Hey Jeff, is it going to be hot this summer?
Jeff, what do you think? Hot this summer?
Jeff, what is it going to be like this summer?
Now, while there isn't a straightforward answer, we'll undoubtedly get our fair share of scorchers. Although this year, there are some signals that are hinting at maybe more than usual. The biggest indicator, a super El Nino. What's that, you ask? Well, first let's talk about El Nino itself. El Nino refers to warmer than average temperatures for a thin strip of equatorial water in the eastern Pacific. While it's a relatively small anomaly, usually only 1 to 2 degrees, it can cause a big change in weather patterns around the globe. This year, however, all signs point to an abnormally strong El Nino. Instead of 1 to 2 degrees, we're looking at an increase of nearly 3 degrees in the water temperatures by the end of the year, giving it super status. This has happened only a handful of times over the last 175 years, and this one could be the strongest yet. Okay, so how exactly does that affect our weather? Well, back to that warm water in the Pacific that migrates east. A lot of the heat energy with it gets lifted up into the atmosphere and is then transported by the jet stream, which can lead to more extreme weather. The western U.S. tends to be wet and stormy, while it typically leads to a hotter and drier summer rain-wise here in the Northeast, but it can also be more humid. One silver lining is that El Nino years are usually quiet for hurricanes in the Atlantic due to a more active subtropical jet stream. Now, of course, we're only talking about the summer. With this strong El Nino expected to continue through the rest of the year and maybe even into next, what does that mean for our upcoming winter? We always want to know the answer, even though it's still so far away. But if we look back in time during strong El Nino years, typically we see milder than average temperatures and also less snowfall. For Newsday TV, Jeff Banson.
Boy, we could use a mild winter, right? You can read more about the El Nino on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
Long Island weather is brought to you by Fire Island Ferries.
Only in Newsday, summer is in the air, and we have a guide to help you soak it all in. Elisa DiStefano and Megan Giannotta have a preview of Newsday's Summer Fun Book.
The countdown to summer on Long Island is on. From family fun to must-do destinations, Newsday's Summer Fun Book has you covered. This summer is extra special. Our nation celebrates 250 years of independence. So we're kicking off the season here in Oyster Bay. This historic hamlet was the home of former President Theodore Roosevelt.
Stroll through the charming streets where history happened.
And explore some of the places that helped shape America's story.
So our first stop is Sagamore Hill.
Teddy Roosevelt's summer White House.
It's where he called home during his time in office.
Explore 83 acres of nature, historic buildings, and trails to become inspired by the legacy of one of America's most popular presidents.
Teddy Roosevelt was well known for his love of animals, so the trails and grounds are pet friendly. Over the decades, Oyster Bay has become a destination for shopping and dining, and restaurant Wild Honey has something special.
If you look up to the second floor up there, that was Teddy Roosevelt's summer White House.
The hub of his administration.
The Bonanza stand hasn't been here for 250 years, but it has been here since 1897.
And that's a long time. They're famous for their hot dogs and their Italian ices, which are delicious. But if it's ice cream you want, we have a complete guide of where to go in Newsday's Summer Fun Book.
As we step back through history, Raynham Hall is a must-stop.
Built in 1740.
It's most famously the home of Robert Townsend, a central member of George Washington's Culper spy ring.
Learn how Long Islanders played a pivotal role in the American Revolution and hear the stories of the adventures of the Townsend family. And the summer is just getting started, and so is the America 250 celebration.
Visit more than 100 historic sites, exhibits, and monuments across the island with the free Suffolk 250 Road to Independence passport.
Take a historic walking tour of Stony Brook Village's landmarks all summer.
Explore 250 years of art on Long Island at the Nassau County Museum of Art's local history exhibit through July 12th.
And step back in time at Hofstra's Our Unfinished Revolutions exhibition, now through July 24th.
Back on land, there's so much to see and do across Long Island
as we set sail into summer 26.
Yeah, so here it is. This is a look at Newsday's Summer Fun Book with this little cutie on the cover. This thing is full of attractions and a bunch of things to do this summer. You can see a digital version of the fun book now on our website, newsday.com. Click Get More below that Newsday TV video box.
Feed Me is brought to you by GL Homes, a reputation built on quality and trust since 1976.
Now let's plan your Friday night dessert. Erica Marcus heads to Huntington, where you can design your own pie in today's Feed Me TV.
Here's something I've never seen on Long Island, or anywhere else for that matter. A design-your-own pie that's ready to eat in an hour.
Ooh, nice.
Mighty Fine opened in April in Huntington. A self-described all-day cafe, it serves baked goods, sandwiches, salads, a mean roast chicken, all in a big, kid-friendly indoor-outdoor space. But the main event here is the pies. This is where I always start with apple pie. The predominant flavor here is apples. In addition to a regular lineup of 6 pies, look at how that holds up. This is a signature pie here. Oh, it's really good. You can also design your own at a counter that calls to mind Chipotle. Let's make some pies.
So today there's 10 fillings.
First, let's do a mixed berry peach pie.
We're gonna put some of these nice ripe peaches in here. You could have a streusel topping or a double crust or no crust at all.
I'm a double crust kind of gal.
All right, so you said you wanted another pie.
Let's do pineapple and mango. Have it be like a tropical pie.
All right, let's send them through.
The best pies I've had are pies made for me by a home baker. You're really looking for that rustic, like handmade look, and these certainly fit that bill.
That is the pineapple mango. This is the mixed berry and peach. Somewhere in the philosophy of thinking about the variety of pies we were making, it occurred to me, why do people have to eat the pies I have decided? Why can't they make their own pie? So to be able to do it right in front of people and have people come in and have a glass of wine, have lunch while they're waiting for their pie to bake has been a lot of fun.
For Newsday TV, this is Erica Marcus.
Cannot wait to check this place out. For more about how to design your own pie on Newsday.com, click Get More below that Newsday TV video box. Only a Newsday, a critical window for Suffolk homeowners to challenge their assessments. That's the value used to calculate your tax bills. Newsday Towns reporter Alec Lewis looks at what you need to know.
They have to get information about their home and the value of their home. They have to get a form that you can access from your town assessor's office. And the real key is to demonstrate a market value of your home. So the market value of your home is less than what the assessor estimated on the tentative assessment roll, which was published by the assessors by May 1st. You need to have your form filed by May 19th, which is this coming Tuesday, to be considered. After that, the decision will go to the Board of Assessment Review of each town, and they'll decide whether or not you can get your assessment grieved. And some towns in Suffolk County, like Brookhaven, allow you to file these forms online. Some people also hire firms to do this for them, and they usually take a cut of the savings that the homeowner experiences in the first year.
For more on how you can file a grievance, when and where, go to our website, Newsday.com. We answer those questions. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. See more on all the stories you've seen today on Newsday.com, and watch us streaming anytime on Local Now, YouTube, and the other streaming services you see there. I'm Macy Egland, here with meteorologist Jeff Banson. We've got more Long Island news and your local forecast coming up for you here on Newsday TV.
Enjoy Newsday TV from the comfort of your own home. Watch Newsday TV on your favorite streaming service. Newsday, covering Long Island like no one else can.